Today, we recap the story of Piranakonda. On one of the Hawaiian islands, biologist Lovegrove hires a team. It consists of a hunter, a cameraman, and a helicopter. Together, the group flies deep into a beautiful rainforest. According to local reports, a legendary creature from Polynesian folklore has been spotted there. This creature is known to be a hybrid between a piranha and an anaconda. As soon as he disembarks, the scientist asks the pilot to wait while they search for the monster's nest. After some time exploring, the professor finally finds the nest of the legendary reptile. He then asks the woman to use the camera to record the eggs in their natural habitat. After making the recording, the biologist collects one egg as a sample and keeps it in a jar. At that very moment, some bubbles begin to form in the water. A gigantic snake rises from the waterfall. When it sees its eggs being collected, it enters a state of insane fury. It devours the body of the hunter who is on the bank. The bite is so strong that a literal cloud of blood begins to hover in the air. The woman panics, drops her camera, and starts running. But after a few steps, she falls. Without any way to defend herself, she is also devoured by the snake. Taking advantage of the creature's distraction, the scientist keeps the jar with the egg in his bag. He begins to flee stealthily through the wood. In a clearing nearby, the pilot was waiting for the team to return. He hears the terrifying sounds caused by the monster. Determined to get out of there, he runs to his helicopter and begins to take off. But when he is at least 10 meters high, the creature attacks his aircraft. It causes a lot of damage and makes the helicopter release a lot of smoke. With the impact, the helicopter begins to lose altitude and explodes into 1,000 pieces when it falls to the ground. A few miles away, a crew of cameramen are making a low-budget slasher movie. After another grueling day, the director wraps up the shoot. He sends the crew back to the hotel before it gets dark. While they are putting away the equipment, Jack, a professional stuntman who plays the villain, invites the screenwriter Rose for a date at the hotel. After accepting, the woman begins to revise her script. She is interrupted by another employee who is looking for an object used in the recording. After searching the entire set, the woman decides to check the surrounding woods. She finds the object lying on the ground among the trees, but as soon as she retrieves the item, she is found by the giant snake. When it tries to swallow her, it spurts a slimy and very disgusting ooze on the wall. Frightened, she begins to run. However, when she is close to a bamboo forest, the girl falls. Her leg is torn off at the base of the bite. But this is just a meal. Even after swallowing the woman's foot, the mutant creature is still not. It devours the rest of the girl's body with a single bite. At the hotel, Rose goes to her meeting at the pool bar to have her moment alone with Jack. But they are interrupted by Kimmy, the protagonist of the actress wants the stuntman to apply sunscreen on her back. He ends up accepting. While Jack does the favor for the girl, a tourist recognizes him. He is extremely excited and asks his wife to take some pictures of them together. Kimmy insists that the stuntman also appear in the photograph, but Jack, determined to get back to his date, simply leaves the place. This leaves the actress very dissatisfied. As soon as the stuntman returns to his table, Rose is already annoyed. She takes her things and leaves Jack there alone, ending the meeting. On one of the beach chairs, we can see a suspicious man watching the camera crew while talking on the phone. A few kilometers away, a tourist is on a tour with her motorized. She stops at a nearby marina to follow a trail to a beautiful waterfall. But as soon as the young woman enters the water, the creature appears behind her. In a supersonic attack, it swallows the woman, destroying her body completely, leaving only a large pool of blood. After a long time walking in the forest, Professor Lovegrove finds an old, rusted truck in a large, abandoned factory. Trying to find supplies, the man checks the interior of the vehicle. After confirming there was nothing useful, a woman appears from behind the truck and points her shotgun at the scientist. With her hostage overpowered, the criminal guides him to the abandoned factory, which some outcasts have occupied and turned into their headquarters. As soon as he is taken to Pike, the leader of the outlaws, Lovegrove tries to warn them about the danger, but as expected, the bandits ignore the story. They take him to a part of the facility used as a prison. The biologist must stay there until his college or his family pays his ransom. In the middle of the forest, a trio of botanists have been walking for hours. They are looking for a rare flower with healing power. When they finally find it, one of the women moves away from the group. After a few seconds, it is possible to hear the girls screaming. Believing their friend may be in need of help, the scientists collect the flowers and prepare to go after her. But there is no time. The mutant snake forms a circle around the women and devours them both with a single bite. Early in the morning, the tourist couple who took pictures with Kimmy are now following a trail to a deserted beach. When they arrive, the husband and wife run straight into the water. After some time, the man goes to a tree while his wife goes back to the sea. While he is relieving himself, the tourist hears strange sounds coming from the forest. When he least expects it, the mutant snake appears behind him. It crushes his body against the tree and then devours what remains. Noticing the lack of her husband, the woman begins to call for him but is not answered. After the failed meeting, Rose and Jack head to the set. When they arrive, they discover that the investors have abandoned the project. Because of this, the studio has decided to cancel the movie. Frustrated, the employees begin to pack their things to return home. Unaware of the cancellation, an actress in the forest finds the snake. Horrified by the size of the monster, she starts to run but ends up being cornered by another snake. That's right, there is more than one of these hungry. The two mutant reptiles attack the woman at the same time. The actress is completely crushed between the two snakes, who soon after start fighting. While returning to the hotel, the group of cameramen find a car stopped in the middle of the road. They decide to stop to offer help. This is a big mistake. That vehicle was an ambush prepared by Arturo, that suspicious man from the pool. He is the sub-leader of the bandit. As soon as Arturo points the gun at them, a group of delinquents come out of the bush and surround the team. Trying to calm the situation, Milo, the director, tries to convince them to let the cameramen go. He ends up taking a shot in his foot in response. Trying to escape, the special effects supervisor throws a bomb on the ground. This raises a large cloud of dust, allowing him and Jack to start running. The pair flees and separates in the woods. During the chase, the supervisor manages to knock out one of the bandits, but Jack is not as lucky. Trying to escape, the stuntman jumps into the river. He tries to stay submerged to lose his pursuer. The only problem is that the criminals saw him jump and start shooting into the water. Luckily for the stuntman, all that noise draws the attention of the mutant snake. It approaches, finds the bandit distracted, and devours him with a single bite. When Jack realizes the shooting has stopped, he returns to the surface. After making sure the man is gone, he escapes. In the woods, the bandit who was knocked out wakes up. While looking for the fugitives, he finds a camera on the forest floor. He decides to take it to Arturo. When Arturo looks at the recorded files, he finds the footage of the hunter being devoured by the giants. He decides to show it to Pike. As soon as he puts all the prisoners in the car, Arturo leaves with his henchmen for the He puts the prisoners together with the scientist and hands the camera to his boss. While watching the recording, Pike realizes the egg that was with the biologist was actually an egg of the Piranakonda. Believing it to be valuable, he decides to keep the object to sell on the black market. While Professor Lovegrove tells the cameraman about the creature, Arturo takes them outside. They record a video asking for ransom money from the studio. But, taking advantage of a distraction, Rose manages to escape and runs into the forest, chased by a masked bandit. After a few minutes, the screenwriter falls face first into the nest of the colossal anacondas, filled with dozens of gooey eggs. She is caught by the criminal. But by irony of fate, she is saved by the mutant snake, which surrounds and devours the henchman. Desperate, Rose runs back to the factory to warn the bandit, but the men just take her back to the prisoners. At that moment, Jack and the special effects supervisor find the factory. Looking through binoculars, they see all the movement. They manage to surrender one of the guards and steal his gun. The supervisor begins to arm bombs all over the place. Jack eliminates some henchmen along the way, until he finally finds the prisoners and escorts them to the car. When they arrive in the open field, Milo decides to stay behind and face the criminals. The rest of the group tries to start the car. However, all those shots attract the giant monster. Seeing the colossal animal, the bandits start shooting at the creature. But they can't even tickle the thing, which devours Pike's romantic partner. At that moment, the supervisor activates the explosives, trying to eliminate the monster. But all he gets is fatally hit by the debris, dying instantly. As soon as they start the car, the cameramen begin their escape. They are chased by both the creature and by Pike. However, the snake is also extremely fast. It overtakes them and blocks the road, forcing them to stop. With that, the bandit who is chasing them finally manages to reach them. He takes his missile launcher and hits the giant head of the snake. Jack then decides to speed up the car and narrowly misses the explosion, which eliminates the creature. But it couldn't be that easy. When looking at the dashboard, Jack realizes they are almost out of fuel. He is forced to stop the car. The stuntman realizes that one of the shots hit the tank, causing all the gasoline to leak. It is there that the biologist remembers there is a dock in the jungle with a boat. By finding the marina, they will have a way out. With the goal set, the group begins to follow the river. After the shooting, Milo, who started walking without a direction, finds the beach where the tourist is still waiting for her husband. The director tells the woman about the snake and says they should, but she doesn't believe this. The man follows her until they end up at the nest. Seeing the dozens of eggs, Milo realizes this is the snake. He warns the woman they must get out of there. But furious at the possibility of her husband being dead, the tourist picks up a branch and begins to destroy the egg. At that moment, the giant snake appears by surprise and swallows the director with a single bite. Seeing that scene, the woman goes into despair and is hit by the mutant snake. Realizing the tourist was destroying her eggs, the creature becomes enraged. It advances against the woman, eating her entire upper body in one. After a long walk, the group finally makes it to the marina. They find the boat of the woman who was devoured early. They start to climb on. When Professor Lovegrove passes his bag to Rose, the jar with the egg is on display. The screenwriter takes it out for everyone to see. Here, they finally understand why the creature was. It was just to retrieve its egg. Furious with the biologist, Jack decides to return to the nest and destroy the giant snake and its eggs. He goes to the supervisor's car to prepare the bombs. But while he is assembling the detonator, Pike appears with his henchman. He hits a shot in the stuntman's shoulder. At that moment, the mutant snake appears on the beach. Trying to defend themselves, the criminals start shooting at it. But the snake makes a triple elimination and soon after eliminates Arturo and Pike. Taking advantage of the fact that all the bandits have been eliminated, Jack, Rose, and Kimmy start running. Professor Lovegrove takes the opportunity to retrieve his egg and runs back to the boat. Trying to help, Kimmy runs to the vehicle to retrieve the detonator, but the creature rips off the trunk and devours the actress with extreme ease. As they run, Jack finds the body of one of the bandits and takes his gun. He asks Rose to return to the boat. After she leaves, the stuntman finds the supervisor's backpack full of dynamite and also a quad. As soon as she arrives at the dock, the screenwriter finds the biologist about to leave. She runs, so she isn't left behind. Believing Jack is eliminated, Professor Lovegrove starts the boat and begins, but in the water, they are being chased by the mutant snake. Rose wonders why the creature is following them. When checking the man's bag, she discovers he still has the egg. The scientist gets into a physical altercation with the woman and knocks the egg into the. When the biologist leans over to retrieve the item, Rose pushes him into the river. She picks up the jar again and takes control of the boat to return and help Jack. The scientist who stayed in the water ends up being devoured by the creature he so wanted to study. Arriving at the marina, Rose runs through the woods and meets Jack on his quad bike. Together, they head to the waterfall near the nest. They put dynamite in the jar and throw it at the snake, which catches it with its mouth, saving its young. The couple jumps into the water to avoid the explosion and sets off the detonator, eliminating the last legendary snake. Believing they've finally gotten rid of the creature, Jack and Rose celebrate by kissing passionately. They talk about their next date, but are literally run over by a third mutant snake. And so ends the story of Piranakonda. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.